All right, I think we covered pretty much everything.
Sweet.
Thanks for having me over, Aaron.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, a pleasure. Maybe next time you got a big announcement, anytime you want to come on the show or whatever.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right.
Or I can just come on and cuss.
Yeah, I mean, we would love that if you want to actually show up in an episode. Max was said he couldn't be here. He's got to run the shop today.
Oh. Yeah.
But we do a lot of cussing and reading the books every week.
Welcome to the Max's Super Awesome Comic Review Show. We got some honorable mentions for you today. With me, as always, co-host Foxy.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Anyway, so we got some honorable mentions. We got a pretty awesome top 5 for you. We got some graphic novel announcements, and we have some more of your stellar interview with Aaron Campbell. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Foxy's honorable mention of the week is Abe Sapien issue number 20. Foxy, tell me about it.
Max Fiumara is drawing this awesome, it's like a road story, you know? Abe Sapien's been on the run from the BPRD for a long time. Lots of horror. Lots of, it's just like really dark and moody. Fiumara's art is beautiful. You'll see it on the screen right now.
Cool. Awesome. My honorable mention of the week, Teen Dog issue number 6 of 8. Probably doesn't top Abe Sapien for art.
But it's good.
It's funny.
The colors are great. He's getting a job. Teen Dog's all grows up.
Teen Dog is a teen dog. Alright, and now we have Spider-Verse Amazing Spider-Man Part 6, issue number 14. That was probably all out of order, but you know what I mean.
That's how you do, boy.
That's how I do.
You do you.
It's the final issue of Spider-Verse, although the Spider-Woman this week is the epilogue for it.
Well, and then there's an epilogue in Amazing Spider-Man next issue as well.
Oh my god, will it ever end?
I hope not.
I'm rooting for the Inheritors at this point, although...
no spoilers, but I don't think it's going to work out for those guys.
I think I might have backed the wrong horse in that one.
Yeah.
But no, it was cool. I mean, it was a lot of action. You see a lot of Spider-Man. Pretty much following through on that promise.
That's what I signed up for.
Right. If you didn't sign up for Spider-Verse because of the multitude of Spider-Men,
you don't like fun.
Yeah,
so you're probably not watching the show.
I think why you would sign up for it if
because you're busy reading reviews on IGN reviews.
I was really not gonna go there, but we went there. Anyway, next
girl. All right, how's for you, Bob?
All right, our real honorable mention of the week: Harley Quinn Valentine's Day special.
I really enjoyed that dream sequence.
Yeah,
in the writing too. Like it was making me laugh.
I think it was the best writing that Harley Quinn has had so far in those 4 pages, and hands down the best art that Harley Quinn has had so far. So I mean, hats off to you, Aaron. I was so excited to finally see all of the teasers in like full color and everything.
It looked awesome.
It was cool.
And, you know, honestly, the writing in this issue in general, I did like more than previous issues. The only thing, it's wildly inconsistent
sure.
as far as how the comedy interacts with the extreme violence.
Yeah.
Like when Harley Quinn chokes out a woman to the point where she's laying in a pool of her own blood. I don't know how a chokeout ends in a pool of blood, but...
Yeah, whatever. I guess her eyes popped.
Also, I can't imagine Batman ever being okay with that.
He's just standing there.
He's in the room while she's committing acts of extreme violence and just oblivious to it or something? I don't know. But hey, it was a fun issue, and Aaron Campbell's got art in it, so pick it up. This is the segue. Because we're going to look at those pages uncolored and
it's a segue.
Talk to Aaron about it all, and then we'll come back for the top 5. So sorry if you were like, let's get to the top 5, because that's coming last today.
Time for a segue.
Segue!
Basically, it's 5 pages. It's like a little mini story within the broader story of the special, and it's a dream sequence that Bruce Wayne is having, where he is basically in a nightmare that he is married to Harley Quinn.
It's the funniest nightmare I've ever looked at, because those pages are really fantastic work. Like, it's really cool to see that level of texturing and, you know, the detail that you bring to your art, to bring that to superheroes. It gives it a whole different flavor. And you were saying when we were looking at the pages, you haven't really done comedy so much.
No, I've never
You're
done...
a natural at it.
Those were... So I had 2 major reservations, or I don't say reservations, but worries whenever I was offered to do this. number one was this is humorous and kind of shticky and a little slapsticky, and I was like, I've never done humor before, so I really don't understand how my work is going to fit in with this. And I knew the style of Harley Quinn; it's more cartoony, and I was just like, oh man, I think this might be a train wreck. And then of course the second one was I have to draw the Batmobile, and drawing vehicles is, you know, it not necessarily something I can't do. I mean,
you do a lot of it in the Uncanny.
Yeah, I do draw a lot of vehicles, but you know they're a pain in the ass. But the vehicles I draw are like real world vehicles, whereas the Batmobile is like something crazy, you know, that doesn't exist. And it's the Batmobile that currently exists is not any of the Batmobiles that have existed before. There's no reference for it other than what exists in the comic, and obviously I can't copy. I'm not going to copy anyone else's work, and you know, there's no toys of this Batmobile or anything. So I was like, oh man, I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is going to be hard, and at the end, both came out awesome. Like, I'm super proud of how both of those things that I was so worried about turned out.
Especially with the finishing touch of the guano splatters.
The bat shit. Yeah.
We call it guano.
Guano. Yeah.
The technical term.
Yeah. The guano. Jimmy Palmiotti was very insistent that it was lots
yeah.
of guano.
That came through loud and clear. That seemed nightmarish for sure.
Yeah, and that ended up being the probably the most tedious aspect of the whole thing. Basically, to get the bat guano effect, I would take a paint pen, like this little guy right here, and it's the kind that you push down and it releases the paint. And so I would make a little bead of paint on the page. And of course, this is a huge leap of faith, because if I screw this up, I just totally effed my original artwork. And so so I put a dot of paint, and then I have a can of air with the straw connected, and then I would slowly, like, just ever so gently blow the air onto the paint, so that it would spray the paint like a bat crap splatter.
Did you consider digital composite just in case it went bad, like trying it on a different sheet and combining the two or something?
I did some tests that way, but I realized that ultimately I was just going to have to do it on the drawing. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to get... because I had to kind of contour it as it dripped down the sides of the Batmobile and the fenders and the front. So I knew I just had to take the leap and just hope, cross my fingers, and it ended up coming out really well.
Yeah, well, it's awesome that it worked out.
Yeah. But you know, like what I think I'm most proud about it at the end of the day is, I mean, Batman and Harley Quinn came out really well. I've never done superhero comics before.
Well, hopefully we'll see more of that out of you, because it's nice. It's nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, if I get opportunities in the future, I mean, it would be cool. I really like drawing the superheroes.
If you could draw anybody, who would it be, character-wise?
I really like Batman was super fun to draw. But you know, like, I have certain, like, bucket list characters that are at some point I want to draw these characters.
Yeah, who would those be?
Captain America.
Oh, yeah.
And now Captain America is not necessarily because of my love of the character. I mean, in high school I didn't collect a lot of Captain America. I was totally an X-Men kid in high school. And Wolverine was my character. But the reason why I would like to draw Captain America, even if it was just like one issue or whatever, is because of the company that I would be in terms of artists.
Steve Epting.
Steve Epting, you have Mitch Breitweiser, and all these other illustrators who especially Steve Epting, redefined the whole look of Captain America, and took it back to this place that feels really nostalgic for me in terms of like Silver Age and Golden Age comics. But even mid-century illustration. You know, it's this very realistic kind of style that I think that like my work is very akin to, and I think a lot of my influences kind of reflect that, and I think it would be really cool to be in that company.
Beyond Captain America.
Beyond Captain America, Wolverine is a character I would like to draw. I mean, they've killed him, so I don't know what they're going to do.
He'll be back in a year.
Yeah, well, yeah, he'll be back. Like, I think Wolverine, I'd like to draw Wolverine, like, even, again, like, if it was just, like, a one-shot or whatever, just because I loved that character so much in high school. I mean, like, he was my jam.
But then beyond Wolverine and Cap?
Well, like I said, Batman is an all-time favorite.
Cross that one off.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get to draw any, like, Batman in super action.
Right.
Like, fighting the Joker and stuff, but,
there's definitely still some room there.
Yeah. I don't know how my style would fit, but, my favorite comic book of all time, the book that I still hold as basically the pinnacle of the comic book art form is Hellboy.
Oh, okay, I thought you were going to say Kamandi for some reason.
Yeah. Though Kamandi would be an awesome one to draw.
Yeah.
Like, I love that stuff too. That is quintessential classic comics, Kamandi. But Hellboy, for me, like, he hits all of my interests.
Mm-hmm.
He hits the occult stuff. He hits the kind of quirky humor, that, like, the deadpan, like, humor. It's just great. I mean, it's great writing. It's simple. It's direct.
Are you into the BPRD as well then?
Yeah, I am. Not as much as Hellboy, but I think that's more to do with my limited time that I have to read comics.
So you haven't read all 130 issues of whatever they have so far?
No. But it's something that I like to. I like BPRD. I mean, it's in the same wheelhouse. So I would say, like, I don't see myself ever being asked to draw anything in Hellboy because my style is so different. But
BPRD
I think
actually
BPRD,
would fit.
Yeah, I think I could do BPRD. There's some really cool properties that Dynamite's picked up, like Solar, Man of the Atom, and Magnus Robot Fighter.
Oh yeah.
When I was a kid, I loved Magnus Robot Fighter. My grandma had this old copy of Magnus Robot Fighter comic. That comic was from the 60s, I think.
Oh, okay.
So, and it was one of the really old ones where, like, the robots were all just, like, cylinders connected with, like, like, rubbery kind of arms, and it's Magnus just punching robots.
So if Dynamite asked you to do a Magnus book next, you'd kind of be into that, or?
I'd totally be into Magnus, or even doing covers. I'd love to do Magnus covers and Solar covers. I love that old, like, pulp science fiction stuff.
Totally.
I like to stretch my creative muscle too. I've been drawing a lot of plainclothes stuff for a long time, and
yeah, it'd be nice to go.
I would like to try. I'd like to try something that's outside that wheelhouse.
But it is cool, like, in the Batman pages, Bruce Wayne's house, there's, like, elements that feel as real as what you're doing in Sherlock. It's like, could be connected to the same manner or something.
I mean, like, I would never be able to divorce myself from that sense of realism.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in that sense, I think I've got a lot in common with, people like, I don't know, Alex Ross and stuff, in terms of the way that they approach the realism of the comic book, medium.
Wayne's World? No?
Yeah, no.
All right.
I'm with you. But isn't he just an awesome guy? Super fun to interview.
Super fun.
And have beers with.
I wouldn't know about that.
Well, I'm sorry you missed it.
Yeah, well.
I'll let you know next time. Moving on to the top 5. Coming in at number 5 this week from Image Comics, it is The Walking Dead issue number 137.
The grossest thing that has ever happened in The Walking Dead happens in this issue.
Which is saying a lot.
Because a lot of gross things have happened.
Really gross things.
This really tops it for me, though.
I like how they continue to develop Carl's characters. He's going to go through some bumps and bruises here in the next couple of issues.
Yeah, things are...
He's going to be okay.
I predict things not ending well.
Yeah.
It is The Walking Dead after all.
Yeah, right. Alright, coming in at number 4 from Marvel Comics, it is Star Wars Darth Vader issue number 1. La Roca, you are a god amongst mortals.
Easily the best art of the week. If it was just based on art, this would be the #1 book.
This would be the #1, 2, and 3 books.
Kieran Gillen's writing, it's not exactly as strong as Jason Aaron on Star Wars, but it's getting the job done.
Story-wise, a little bit of a step down from like the normal ongoing Star Wars, but I mean, you still get tons of pages of Darth Vader being Darth Vader, so...
And
how is that not top 5 material? Coming in at #3, we read like a ton of Marvel books this week. We read the Spider-Man, we read the Thor, thinking that those were going to be the top 2 because like they keep showing up on our list and they keep being incredible. But actually, there was a sneaker this week. It was the all-new X-Men issue #36, featuring some amazing artwork and some great writing by Bendis.
Yeah, Bendis had a couple books out this week. This was definitely the strongest. I was laughing almost every page.
Yeah.
It's really strong and really awesome action scenes. Don't want to spoil what happens to Latveria, but...
oh yeah, no, it was hilarious.
Good stuff.
It was good. It was good beast. It was good beast. Alright, which brings us to, oh man, these last two. Super hard decision between #1 and #2. But coming in at #2, it is Wild's End issue #6 of 6. It is the conclusion.
Nailed it.
Or is it? And yeah, as far as endings go, nailed it. Perfect. It's just absolutely perfect.
I think this is the only example of a series that every issue has wound up on the top 5. Honestly, Wild's End, if you haven't been following the issues, the trade will be out soon. You gotta pick it up. It's so good. So good.
So good. So good.
Beautiful art. Beautiful writing.
Yeah, great characters.
And an opportunity for a sequel. So
yeah,
hopefully
which
we'll
I
get
really
one.
like. They left it kind of open at the end, which was awesome. I hope that wasn't just a tease. It brings us to our #1 this week. It is Southern Bastards from Image Comics. And so perfect. So perfect. I remember you were like 2 pages into it and you're like, this is already awesome.
No, I was 3 panels into it. I was like, 3 panels in, loving it.
Yeah. Oh man, the conversation we were having earlier, it's crazy how the first arc, you can hate Boss like so passionately, like you can feel it in your soul how much you hate this guy. And then the second arc's all about like him as a younger man, and you're like, this guy is my hero!
And really, I mean, he's just, it's not necessarily that he's my hero, it's that he's so relatable because everyone is so awful in this town. And you see, it's interesting to recast this character as a younger man in the protagonist role. It's just, that's not losing its charm or anything, and it's still like dissonant in my head because Coach Boss was the bad guy, and now he's maybe not the good guy, but you just relate to him so much.
Did you see the little Easter egg of the baseball bat in the sheriff's car?
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, the bat from the first story arc is in the sheriff's car.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And his friend, is it Bob? His friend's name is Bob?
Yeah.
That guy, he's the good guy. He's
Bob or Bill.
Bill. Well, whatever.
I think it's Bill.
The man who's helping him, like his guide in the football world, is such a delight.
It's so weird to have this like his random lines of humor in like this otherwise totally bleak world of like Croc County.
Well, and that's how he combats life. He's had a hard life himself.
I would think so.
And it seems like there's even more to it there than even we know still. Like there could be an arc about that guy later.
I hope he gets his own arc. That would be amazing.
Totally.
Or at least they flush out that teaser that I know what you're referring to. I hope they flush that out.
Yeah.
Really, it's a wonderful series. You should grab the first paperback. They're 3 issues into the second arc. So really, I mean, I would recommend jumping onto the singles for it because I can't wait. But hey.
And then you get some recipes for some Southern cooking.
Yeah, the letters columns are pretty cool too. They're not like the greatest letter pages.
Yeah, it's not. Ever. It doesn't compare to Saga or anything.
Or Sex Criminals, but
it's better than most.
It's better than most. You get them. You get them go Southern cooking recipes.
Yeah.
All right, and before we depart for the day, we have there was a
brand new book from Scott McCloud.
Wow.
Oh my God, this is beautiful, and we haven't. Scott McCloud hasn't produced a fictional narrative since Zot, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what?
And Zot was before Understanding Comics, which is a seminal work that all fans of comics should read. But the Sculptor looks amazing. The quote on the back from Neil Gaiman doesn't seem like fluff to me.
The best graphic novel I've read in years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it. I was expecting maybe a little slim guy, you know, like, oh, Scott McCloud's putting out a little book, maybe like 100-page or something. This is epic.
Look at this thing.
That is a big book.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to read it, but Can't wait to. Really hyped for it. Scott McCloud is one of the geniuses, like, at the top of comics, you know. It's
one
like,
of the pioneers.
Yeah.
Like,
he changed things with understanding comics, reinventing comics, making comics. Those are seminal works.
So yeah, Scott McCloud, happy you have a new book out. We will do everything we can to continue its success. And before we go, Foxy got a new toy today. You might see him skating around Albuquerque on it.
Little Black Science deck.
It's this beautiful Black Science skateboard. These started shipping a little while ago. Foxy's just came in, so you might see these hanging up. Look at this thing.
It's bigger than I am.
It is bigger than you are. I can't wait to see you ride this thing. It's going to be awesome. Maybe next week's episode. Have you on a skateboard.
The Foxy Skate Cam.
The Foxy Skate Cam, indeed. So no, they're amazing. They're limited to 100. They did Deadly Class and they did Black Science. They're 100. They are sold out. If you see them somewhere, buy them. Don't come to Astro Zombies looking for them. We didn't get any.
And speaking of Black Science, Volume 2 is now available. Check it out.
Oh yeah.
Volume 3 should be starting up in singles again. And
can't wait for that too.
Yeah, gonna be awesome.
The future is bright, as always.
Speaking of the future, sometime in the near-ish future, expect to see the third posting of Aaron Campbell interview, and that's not going to be a part of an episode. So you might want to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss it. I'm sure we'll give you a cue.
See how we did that?
Yeah, it's going to be midweek content whenever it's ready. Don't want to rush perfection, but Aaron Campbell has some other tips, tricks, and stories from his art school days to share with you, and it's a treat. It was a real treat to interview him, and it's been great editing it and reliving it all.
Cool. Well, that's going to do it for this week. We will be back here, same time, same place, next week, but until then, and as always, stay frosty. Let's go home.
Okay.